Right. Hello, good morning. Yeah, so I'm not sure how fun this stream is going to be. But in its nature of being like raw developer experience, we are going to try to figure out what the fudge is happening to the... we have this post request that doesn't work when it gets larger. It seems to be the case now. And we also have this test that just fails on the CI, which is also like not a typical thing, but it happens. And it's so annoying. So we're going to share that. Let's see. And then I've been working on something. Let's see. I think I can just... Yeah, let's see. Let's try to find that branch I've been working on. Leave. Yeah, so this is edit PR. I think we can just create a new one. Okay, so I talked to... let's see. Just 2 seconds, I forgot to... how do I preview mode? Oh. Back to live mode. How do I change the... Just 2 seconds. I forgot to move my Slack, and I need to be careful now because I'm having a lot of secret conversations. There we go. Let's see. Yes, I talked to Bogdan, my colleague. He's actually at a conference, JS Heroes. But he's like, he's kind of like this. He's like always there when you need help. It's kind of funny. It's like you just think you need help, and you don't even half think that you might get some help from Bogdan, and then he's suddenly there. It just pops up. He's not available now. I think they were out yesterday. He's also at the conference, JS Heroes. But he gave me a tip on something we can test. Let's do that. So we are going to create a test server. Let's just make it JS as HTTP server. And we are just going to do this. And we are going to, let's run this on like 5,000 or something. Rec.method. So we're just going to see if we receive the post request on this endpoint. And let's copy this because, yeah. So what happens now is that, first of all, this is going to break a little bit because reset demo. This is actually resetting the branch. So I don't actually think we have test server here anymore. Do we? Oh, we do. Okay, fine. Let's see. Now we got our stuff here. And again, let's just test it first so we're sure that we're in the same, have the same issue. Create utility. We want to update that. And it didn't work. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into index. And we are going to post to this other place instead. The thing is that now we have to post to the full URL. We probably get a course error on this, but let's see. Because where we want to... How should we do this? Yeah, let's just insert it. API changes. Yeah, I think we can just post directly to 5,000 here. Yeah, let's just do this and see what happens. And we need to run the other test server as well. So now we have something on port 5000 and it's this hello world. That's good. So what happens here now? Let's see, let's update that. Toggle mode, create utility, network, preserve log. Let's see. We update. Yeah, so we got a course error, which is perfectly fine. The question is, did it actually receive the? Yeah, doing options. So it seems to me that maybe that's the thing. Like, we actually do have to add the course thing to Next.js, because it just doesn't it doesn't expose the options method to the handler or for some reason. But that's weird. Like, why does the course issue only appear when you have a bigger payload? I find that very strange. And also, like, we're running the app on the same domain. Anyways, so we validated that it goes through like Cloudflare and our proxy and everything. So it actually hits the server. That's the most important thing. So now we have validated that. And what we can do now is, I wonder why this suddenly became part of the, anyways. Okay, so let's change it back here. /API/changes. And let's try adding this course thing again. Like, for me, if I just need it to work, I just don't understand. Like, how can this help? Because we don't log anything here. The only thing I can imagine is, like, if you do the initial get, it informs the browser in some sense that you can. No, it doesn't make any sense. I want to try without that first and see if we can pick up anything. So we have our console.log got a request. Let's open the logs for this. And let's refresh. What was I doing? Yeah. Okay, let's just simplify this a little bit. Okay, so now we got the identity thing, which makes sense. Okay, so now it actually went through. Yeah, got that request post. I'm so confused by this. So what was the thing? User bin yarn? No, yarn? I can't remember. Let's see. Let me see in our little log here. Local bin yarn. Yarn dev. Okay, so let's try again. Oh, did I reset it? Oh yeah, sorry. Okay. No reset demo. Okay, let's try again. Now it doesn't work. Oh, but now let's see. The thing is, like, we okay. One thing I'm constantly messing up is that we are resetting constantly, and that's also messing up the testing, of course. Let's see again. Oh, okay, so we got the request update. You see that? There's no request here. 'I'm so confused by this. I don't know what to do. And if we now do, we hit this other endpoint instead. Of course, now we don't have that anymore. Oh, for fuck's sake. Let's see. 5,000. Let's grab that node code again. What happened? What did I do? What the hell happened here? No, don't tell me. We have an issue. I have no idea what makes this happen. No. And now it happened on this branch. We have this thing that has gone into production that makes everything go in a loop. Okay, this is bad. No. Is this? Here. I wonder if it's something. Yeah, look at that. This is what happened last time as well. And there's nothing I can do to pick up the issue. Wow, this is bad. And this is blocking us from doing anything. I'm grabbing everyone's attention on Slack, because this is Let's see, we have to check what went into production in the last few days. It started yesterday for me. 4 days ago. It doesn't make any sense. Commits. Is it this thing that has caused it? Because we optimized the Explorer, but I couldn't see anything in the code that could cause this, and I would probably not have noticed it either testing it, because it works just fine and then suddenly it stops working. How the hell are we going to fix this? Yeah, there's like nothing. Huh. I can't believe this. So I'm just like, I'm having yet another environment issue. Like I have 3 environment issues. Just handling one ruins my day. And now we have 3 things. One is blocking my PR for us to continue doing refactors. One is blocking my demo. And the third is also blocking my demo, because I can't fix the thing that's blocking my demo. Can we do like some kind of insight here? Performance. Measure page load. I don't know if I can do anything here really. Maybe I should just look through the PR again. Maybe now that I know something really bad happens, maybe I'll be able to see it. Okay, this didn't help much. Okay. Handle import project 2 days ago. What the hell was changed here? Yeah, this could also be it. Add redirects after project import. I can't see I was thinking like there was a redirect loop or something, but okay, let's do a quick look here. Use importing, use optimistic loading state. Like, we're not getting anything. There's nothing to work on here. And why does it like, that's the thing. Like, it suddenly happens. If I start a new branch, it probably works just fine. If I go to the main, yeah, so this one for some reason works just fine. Why does this work just fine and not the other one? Oh, did I? Oh, there we go. What's different about this one? Yeah, morning. This is probably a boring stream. We're having this insane issue on projects. It just freezes instantly when you open the editor. And I have no idea how to debug this. Like what what the hell are we going to do? Like, you can't start any debugging because it's frozen. And it only happens to some branches. Let's see. Let's give Jasper access to this repo. Collaborators. And people, what's his username? The more something? No. Jasper, what's your username? The more Jasper. There you are. Oops. Yeah, it's no fun. It's happening in production. Inspect, I haven't seen that before. What's that inspect thing? Is this a Chrome thing or? No, it doesn't work. I thought it was working. Maybe it's related to like having, maybe I put the editor in some state. Like I had two terminals open. Maybe I put the editor in Because I was running, what did I do last? I just had 2 terminals open. I wonder if that was the case. I experienced this yesterday as well. I had like 2 terminals open. Let's try to reproduce it. Okay, so main is actually working. Okay, I think we have to. This process is broken. Okay, so what if I fork this and now we're going to try to reproduce it. So if I close, well, I open the logs. No, I think I just had 2 terminals running. Let's try doing that. So I have 1 terminal running and I refresh. That's perfectly okay. I have a 2nd terminal. I refresh. Oh, that nothing related to that. What if I run the app as well? Kind of looked like this, didn't it? And I had the index file open. Oh, this is working just fine. I wonder how I made that happen. Oh, add to broadcast, is this? Oh! Ah, nice, I can actually add comments to the... Ah, that's cool. That's cool. Anyways, I have no idea what we're going to do. What did we do? What could have caused that thing to... Because I have a colleague who experienced the same thing, so it was nothing specific to this project. It was more the state of the editor, I think. And what I also noticed, like the create true flag was still there. Yeah, that shouldn't do anything. The create true is basically just create a branch if it doesn't exist. Okay, but we have to fix this our problem. So I have a colleague looking at the branch now. He's like he loves those kind of issues that's like super difficult to figure out. While I'm like I really want to fix something else. So I think we're just going to try to make this our project work. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we still have our issue, which is reset demo. And when we open this and we try to change it, oh yeah, sorry. So that's a funny thing, right? Oh, this is interesting, because if I change this now, it seems that I actually get the request, but it fails because, no, now I'm not getting the request. Damn it. Let's try again. No, it's the same. Okay. I thought maybe it was the way I ran the app, but that's not the case. But great, we have a reproduce. The editor refreshed. Started happening. Refresh. Yeah. Anyways, sorry. Let's see if we can figure this one out. So we have the issue now. So there are two things. I really don't want to just add the course thing, because then I don't understand why it works. I need to understand why it doesn't work. So slash user local bin yarn dev update. We get the error. No requests going into Next.js. Okay, so what I can do, which is okay, is that we actually add Next.js course, and then where did I get that? GitHub. And then we'll see if it changes anything, and then we can try to reason about why the hell that works. That might have been why I was confused. It's like this actually works, but when it works, it will actually reset the whole thing. So maybe we could just do that. If it's my partner, she has a project she wants me to help in. Let's just return. Yeah, let's just give a 500 here and return, just in case it works. Maybe the package, let's see if it works first. Yes, now it actually runs. Like, this is insane. Why do I get the post now? Why do I get the post now? Because the console log didn't run before, but when I add code after it, then suddenly it works. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. It must be like this package has to add something. I truly don't understand this. Okay, but what we're going to do, because I'm just eager to fix this, so we're going to create a new fork, and we're going to add the course thing. Edit PR. Okay, so we are going to go in here. Oh, what the hell happened here? God, we're just. Oh, by the way, I got feedback from my colleague. There was code that caused an infinite loop, but it wasn't consistent. So, like when we tested it, we didn't pick it up. Curious, ask where it actually happened, so we can learn something. But this is even weirder. Like, we just forked from main. It seems like I've gotten a really old VM. What the hell is going on here? Like, this is a day with weird stuff. Yeah, like the waiting thing it's interesting, but it like still the. Oh, here was the problem with. Oh, while while is scary. Oh yeah, it was missing. Had to open folders. Yeah, maybe I had to open yeah, so when we tested it, I didn't open any folders. So maybe opening folders. Anyways, sorry, let's focus on this thing we worked on here. Yeah, let's fork again. It was kind of weird that the fork we created wasn't the latest version. I wonder what happened there. Anyways, yeah, we're in beta. This is this is supposed to happen. Anyways, let's get this thing running now. So we'll do yarn add next.js course, and let's add the thingamajig to the thingy. API changes here. We'll add that and this. And then let's try reason about what it actually does. Yeah, because the thing I don't understand here is that this thing, so when I console log, that was before this thing. So this code, well, this code is run on the get request. So I don't know, maybe this actually like configures next at a deeper level, but what if post was the first request? Or maybe just the package itself does something. Let's look at it. Oh, it wasn't that much. Oh, interesting. Init middleware. Oh yeah. Return. No, because it's just a middleware, right? Okay, yeah, so this is interesting. Like, it doesn't do anything to next. It's just returning that function. I would really love to understand why this works. So if I, okay, so let's just test this. Console.log. Well, okay, let's add it first, and then we make a commit. And course, we'll open a pull request on this and bring it in, and then we can like go to a branch where we actually have this, and then we can start playing around with it. So we don't have to get into all these weird issues, like it being deleted because we're testing the demo and stuff. So let's try forking main again and see if we actually have it here now. Do we have it? Yes, we have it. Okay, cool. So now we have that. We can do reset demo and we can test it. Node reset demo. Oh, did I close it? So let's try again now and see if it works. Create utility, update. No, it still doesn't work. Okay, but at least I have mixed feelings about that. Oh, god damn it. Yeah, let's try a log before and after. What the fuck? 1. What the fuck? 2. Oh, did I actually click it? Update. Yeah, so this is just a get, because when I do the update, it does the post and then it reloads the page, which is why we get the second get here. But there's no trace of the post. Absolutely no trace. So, but okay. Now let's try adding this test server to see if the post actually hits that other server. Where's my node thing? And we'll run this on port 5000. What the let's see, method, and then we'll take this URL, we'll shove it in here on the post. We'll post the thing on 5000 instead. We will get a course error, but at least we can check if the thing arrives. No, we got the. Oh god damn it! Ah. I guess. God damn it! We'll have to wait for the fix to hit production, I think. Let's follow it. Where are we? CodeSandbox applications. Yeah, 5 minutes ago. Yeah, we'll have to wait for that. Ooh. Okay, well, we can look at this other thing in the meantime. We have a test, and it says test failed, but there aren't any tests failing. And it says it's CodeSandbox states test that failed. But when I run this locally, there's no issues. And as you can see, it passes. These are all the tests. They are very, very simple tests. And you see all of them are okay. And it even says pass. But then you get down here, and then suddenly it says that it fails. And it only happens on CI. It doesn't happen locally. Maybe we could just drop that coverage. Maybe that's what's causing it, and I don't really care. Yeah, this is another project I'm working on. Disconnected. Can I reload the window? Reload window. Yeah, you see here I'm running the test and it works just fine. But let's just remove the coverage because I don't care about that coverage anyways. Maybe that's what's for some reason causing a process exit that is wrong. Well, maybe it's not even wrong. It's just we have some configuration on CI that, I don't know, something. Where's the test? Scripts. There we go. Test. Don't do coverage. I don't care about coverage. Yeah. Drop coverage. Let's push that and see if that fixes the thing. Yeah, and let's see now if this one's happier. We might have to close this. And let's make sure that we clear the cache. And we're back running. Nice. Okay, so we're not getting any wiser here. But yeah, we were going to test using this other thing. So let's try that now. Let's see what happens when we toggle hello. And we update. So this caused a course error, which means that it actually did. Oh no, that's a course error, but we're not actually running it. Okay. Failed to fetch. But we did get, how do you do? Let's just headers. Let's add this to our little test server. Let's try this. Isn't that supposed to work? Oh, where is the... There it is. Oh. Let's try again. Still fails. If rec method doesn't even receive anything. Response failed to load response data. That's weird. That's super weird. What the hell is happening here? So I'm actually receiving the... and I'm returning the response. But the browser doesn't... What is happening here? Might need more as per requirement, yeah. Access control allow headers. Okay, let's try that. Yeah, now we got to 403. That's okay, but then we actually got the same error. So it seems that we pass. Okay, so I think this is what happens. It's that Next.js gets this options thing, but you don't typically care about that. Like Next.js is abstracting handlers, and options is not really something you care about. I would arguably, but maybe you can configure it somewhere dealing with that specifically, and then that's why it doesn't hit the actual handler in Next.js, because it fails on the options request before it even like that's what Next.js does. It does basically does this under the hood, and for some reason that creates a 403 in the browser, and then the post never hits. The question is, why does it cause that? And why doesn't it cause it on a smaller... Okay, so let's try again. Oops, sorry. Let's try again, like just having a smaller payload, because that's the huge confusing thing for me. If I just do this, it suddenly works, or at least it did. Which is also incredibly... You see that? Now it suddenly worked. I got the post. So what is it about this payload that makes it fail? So what if I do like foo bar? Like, does that fail? that's okay. But as soon as I actually insert this, let's restart it, then it starts failing. I'm not sure why I'm changing this, because it would, yeah, I don't need to do that. Yeah, and then now it's 403. So is there something about this payload? Is it like large or? But posts can be crazy large. It's just some text. I don't understand this. Okay, let's try just passing the commits. I don't know what else to do here. What happens now? Oh, let's, yeah, we can, of course, we can run the same server. That also worked. What if I just pass the files? Let's just call it files. This is so weird. Now it fails. So there's something inside these files. Okay, that makes it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. These files, they have, if you look at this data, these files, they have like maybe not very compatible keys. Maybe it's the keys that's causing this. They have like slash and dot, and for some reason that just upsets. Like it shouldn't matter, but for some reason maybe it does. Okay, so we're going to try something to validate that idea, is to just do object values on the data files. So we're not passing the keys, we're just passing the values. And if this works, then that's the actual issue. That was not the issue. Okay, that's good to know. What else could it be? It could be like the sheer amount of stuff. Okay, let's try only passing this one. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. We had to encode the keys, but yeah, now we discovered it wasn't that. So let's try like one file to see if it's like, is it just any contents in one file? That also failed. Okay, so there's something inside one of these. There's something here. Like, okay, it can't be this. Like, this is so. And can't be this. That's weird. Okay, let's try without the initial contents and see what happens then. So again, we can do this. Okay, let's just. Oh, God damn it! How should we do this? And then we just say initial contents is undefined. Or null. We can just say null. Okay, let's just try this. fails. I just want to double check the actual payload we sent. Hunks changes. Okay, so let's drop the hunks and see what happens. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens on when you JSON stringify, and the one thing is does it just remove the key? I guess it should when it's undefined. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so we're getting to it. There's something in the hunks causing this. Let's just double check doing this. Wow, this is insane debugging. Maybe this was a bit interesting. What could it be inside the hunks causing this? This is very interesting. So we have these hunks, they have these IDs, they have these operations. Like, there's nothing special about them. What the hell? Okay, maybe okay, we just have to dive deeper. So let's have hunks, but we'll only do hunks is we only take the first one. So let's reflect the data structure, but we only grab the first one. Even that didn't work. Okay. So we have this first one. So let's drop the operations. This is let's try that. This is the most insane thing I've ever seen. Okay, let's just give an empty object here. Okay. So even that didn't work. Okay, if it's an empty array then. What the hell is happening? What? But if this, I like do undefined, let's do undefined now, then it works. No, that didn't work either. But oh, but now I remove the initial contents. What the hell? So if I Yeah, it's insane. If I drop both of them, then it works. Yeah, if I drop both of them, it works. But if I include any of them, it stops working. And just the huh? But even if I just include them as this, then it also fails. No, that works. What? Yeah, it might be a size, like maybe it's I did try not passing it as application JSON. In this case, it doesn't matter, but I thought like Next.js parses it for you. So I was thinking maybe there was some kind of limit to JSON and the size of... but what if we keep the initial contents here? Then it starts failing again. And let's look at the payload. Like, how big is that? Can I like copy the contents here? Copy value. Yeah, I guess it's just a string. Let's, oh my god. What's the size of this thing? Oops. It's like 343. Is it because it like identifies it as code or something? Like, is there some security around that? Like maybe Cloudflare or something has like code detection. So when you pass code, it's interesting. We're going to do something fun. We're going to map this. We're going to map it to a bunch of A's. Oh. Can't I map directly? I thought I could do that. Maybe let's split it up first. Oh, sorry. And then we'll join them again. Okay, so we're going to pass this instead and see what happens. Boop, oh, sorry. Okay, so now it's the exact same length. This is insane. Oh. And it actually works. It has to be like some security. Like we're passing code. We're posting code to the server. And then of course it's a security risk, passing code. So Cloudflare probably has some detection of this and then just doesn't let it through because it's not safe. That's so interesting. I think I found it. Does Cloudflare have some code detection? Because I am passing JSON with actual code contents. When I change the code contents to just random characters, it works, but not when it represents actual code. That's so interesting. That is seriously the most insane thing I've ever seen. Maybe we could look at Cloudflare containing code. Yeah, no, I don't want to look at that. But okay, so we actually have to... I think the hunks are probably safe. What if we... Let's try that. The hunks also contains code, but it's like... Yeah, no, okay. So we... What the fuck? So we... I guess we can just like hash the string and then unhash it on the server. Let's just do that because I have to do this demo today. I can't wait anymore. Hash unhash fast. Hash unhash. Is there like some very simple way to do this? I don't want to have like a crazy. Maybe there's a better way to do this. Could I just use encode? Would that? Because then you wouldn't actually have parentheses and stuff. Maybe that would be enough. Okay, so let's try bring back initial contents, but let's just do like URL encode. Oh, what's it called? URL? No, encode URL. URI component. Can I use that? Because that should like change the. That should change like all the parentheses to other stuff. Let's just try it. I might be completely wrong about this. No, that didn't work. Okay. Okay, so I guess we actually have to. But is there like it feels wrong, like doing crypto and stuff. Generate hash from object. And crypto. Okay, I guess I have to do this. Okay, let's try this object hash. This is fascinating. Okay, but we can at least remove our. We can remove our test server. We can remove course, because that shouldn't be necessary, because we run the page on the same as the API, so that should not be necessary. Let's remove course from. Okay, we have to do this in a new, because we messed up the git history here. Oh, wait, we can actually git reset branch. No, node reset branch. Now we should get back to. Oh, maybe that's not possible. Yeah. Now we're back to normal. Okay, cool. So let's do it again. Next.js course changes. Let's remove that. That's the most insane thing I've ever experienced. Yeah, could use MD5. It's just, I thought it was more like, now we don't have to like stringify. We can just hash the content, and then, yeah. It's, it does the same under the hood, I guess, but yeah. Yarn and object hash. Import. Yeah, lunch. So, oh, but how do you unhash it? How do I get it back? Yeah, need something that works in the browser. Yeah, maybe this one doesn't work in the browser. In Node and the browser. Yeah. Yeah, hey, I don't want you to do recording locally. Why did you suddenly start doing that? Remove. But can't I like bring them back? How do I bring it back? I can't do that. Generate hash. How? Does MD5 support that? MD5. I'm not. I don't have much experience with the hashing. But how do I unhash it? I need to hash, unhash. Like when you have a secret and stuff like that. Create cipher. Wow, this was. Why is this so difficult? Well, maybe we can just make our own. Like we just randomly, not randomly, of course, but we just. Wait a minute. Of course, we can just reverse the string, right? Then it's not code anymore. Yeah, let's try that. Let's just. We'll stringify. And then we'll just reverse the string. We could even pass it as like one huge array. But let's just try this. Yeah, and we could just split it up and adding like a dot in between or something. Like it just doesn't need to look like code. That's the point. Split. Yeah, I think, well, not dot. It wouldn't have to be some special character. Yeah, so maybe we should just reverse it. That's safer. And then we'll just do the opposite on the server. Yeah, encrypt, decrypt. Stupid or genius, yeah. You know, you're not the first person who says that. That's like, it just points to like these ideas I have. Like I can be very, like I say, pragmatic about stuff. But it doesn't point to genius. It's just lack of experience and not like going through like a computer science degree and stuff. It's more just being generally creative about solving things, and then sometimes it works and other times it's yeah, it's really bad ideas. I have a good mix of good and bad ideas. Let's see, and in changes here, yeah, so now we can't say that this is actual JSON. We have to say text. What is it? HTML text? No, text raw. What's the header for content type text? I can't remember. Oh, come on. Is it just text? Text plain, of course, text plain. Text plain. We'll do that post with text plain, and then in the API, we need to take that, split it, reverse it, join it again, JSON parse. This should work. Okay, let's just, we're just going to do like a simple thing to test it here, just to see that it actually works, that we actually can post. Yeah, so let's commit this first, I think. Well, I guess we can, I'm afraid of testing this, because if something goes wrong, okay, what we can do is, what can we do? No, like this should work. I feel confident that this works. Because we should not add the demo, because that changes history. We could post, like we could edit this PR, but then I'm afraid we're doing something wrong and I lose my changes. Split, reverse, join. No, I think we should just test it. What's it called? Make payload not code. Yeah, maybe we could. Yeah, let's commit this. Well, of course, let's see. I can, what's it called? Res. What do I do? Res status 200. Let's do this and test it. Yeah, so it's pending, and I guess it's pending because, yeah, without sending a response. So it actually hit the server. So that's good. So that's good. Yeah, I'm happy. What's it called when you kind of make payload fuzzy? Yeah, let's. I can't come up with a good name. Yeah, I think this will work. I'm overly confident about this, but let's try it. Cool. We'll close that one. We'll rather fork again from main. We'll close this one. And let's verify that our changes are actually here. Cool. Okay, let's try running the demo. Node reset demo. And we have to run this as user local bin yarn. Ha! It worked. Oh my god, that's the most insane. But it was a nice debugging session. What the hell? Yeah, it's hacky. I guess. Yeah. Yeah, hacky. You could also call it a very simple encrypt decrypt. But yeah, maybe some code in reverse is also code. Yeah, genius. But yeah, I guess there's like a vulnerability. Like some code in reverse could also be, well, no, like it can't pick up that because it's basically JSON in reverse isn't JSON. Like that's not possible. Cool. I'm so happy we actually figured that out. I can't believe this. This is the, like, I've been so excited about the demo, but telling this story is what I'm most excited about in that demo, because this was insane. And thanks so much for following me through this. This was super helpful. Yeah, and this error here is just because when we create branches in CodeSandbox projects, we don't actually push it to GitHub. We just create a branch on our end, and the first commit, when you push the first commit, then it's actually pushed to remote. So this is perfectly fine. Okay, so in terms of the demo, I think I'm ready now. Let's let's actually, what we can do, git let's just do this, and then we'll open a PR just to test, and we kind of we do like a check. Now that one of the commits has the wrong name, but that doesn't matter. So what I want to do in the demo, I want to go to the existing PR, and I'm going to talk about that these files are not in the correct order, which is like what you often experience in the PR, is that the files is not in the order that you want to tell your story. So for example, this file depends on this file, which is correct. Like, you want to know that you added a package before you actually consume it, but this is using a utility that hasn't been defined yet. So that's out of order. And then, but now this is like the final change. What if I wanted to look at each commit? Then I have to like go down here and choose one. It's not the greatest experience going through commits like this. But what we can do instead, we can use this thing called edit PR, and we fire it up. And now we can look at the same PR, but now in a running environment, where we can go through the commits one by one and see the changes made in those commits. Funny though, we don't see the actual final result there. Maybe that should also be one. Anyways, details. The point here is to show how easy it is to go through commits, or how responsive it is. But then I'm actually not happy about this narrative. I want to change it. So what I want to do, I want to say that I actually created a utility, and I want everything that happened here to be part of that commit. And then I actually want to say that the first thing I did was adding the package JSON. So I added the sweet math. So we'll move that over there. And then finally, I actually create the utility. And again, like we talked about user experience, it's not obvious that create utility is now being used by this file, kinda. So there's probably a much better experience to create here, but let's just move this over there, move that over here. Okay, cool, we'll update that. Does it work? Doesn't seem that it actually worked. Did it fail? What happened? Staging and committing. APR resolved without, oh shit, did it? It didn't work. Didn't send, is it because I don't actually send something? Does it need to have like JSON? What did this do? Res status JSON. Is that what it's complaining about? Yeah, let's just send the data back because it's typed like that. Let's just see what happens now. Okay, so it did actually do the thing. Did it update? Did it update this one? From all commits. Okay, yeah, so it actually did do its thing. It just didn't send the response, which is probably because I didn't have that sending the data back. So let's, but that's great. Now the demo is working. So let's fork from main again. And since this is like broken, I guess I could have reset anyways. But yeah, in the changes here, let's JSON data. Let's just send back the data so we don't have any type issues. Cool, we're actually ready. This is awesome. Open pull request, blah, blah, blah. Merge. Great, we're done. And look at this. It's running, it's running. It was the thingy I thought. This is starting to become a much better day. So we even got our PR fixed now, which is great. Great, so now we have this PR where we optimize the create hooks provider. I actually want to move that into a package. We can test this some more first, but it's a powerful concept to be able to not think about providers. You just think about your hooks, and then every hook you define can be exposed on a single provider. That actually creates multiple providers for you, so you don't have to think about that stuff. Refactor C, yeah. So this PR is good. So what we can do, we can close a bunch of stuff here first. Blah blah blah. What is this? Commits. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Let's close this one. I can't believe this. We're actually ready for demo. It's awesome. Great. Yeah, so what I want to do, I want to refactor the file explorer to use the latest React states. But I want to do that in a separate PR. So we're going to open the web editor and we're going to fork this thing. Hopefully it won't be like a lot of feedback and changes to this. It should be good. So what we'll do is fork this branch. And then we'll open this in VS Code. Well, actually, this isn't a priority. This actually isn't a priority. We should work on something else. Okay, we're going to work on something else. Because I have a priority, which is this one. So I can bring you quickly into this. I'm working on so at CodeSandbox, I spend more time working on basically trying to I work more between the teams than writing code, or like implementing features. But I also do implement features. So that's what I'm working on here, is a feature, because we have what we call standalone dev tools, which allows you to fire up, let's see. So I can give you an example of a standalone dev tool. So it basically means when you're in VS Code, you can actually open a tab that shows a terminal. And we have the same for the preview, and we're working on some stuff where we're going to use this standalone preview to do some cool shizzle. Let's see, and we have to get this thing, because that's the preview I'm going to open. So we have to change this URL. So instead of GitHub, we say DevTool preview. Oh, we have it there. And what we're doing is that we have this URL where we say DevTool preview. We give it a branch. It should open, and then which task that should be run in that preview. It's the dev task. So now it's starting the task, and now it actually opened the thingy. Which is great. And what I also added is that you can like click this editor, and that should actually get you to the editor. But I'm trying to figure out how do I pick up the URL for that. I could hard code it, but we shouldn't do that. But anyways, so I have that button there, and this is going to be designed, of course, but the point is that this component just has a few states. It's starting a task, the task is stopped, which might be because, which might happen when we don't have the initial source, like the URL for the preview, or we might already have it. Can it be stopped? Like, I'm actually not sure. I guess there is some scenario where it's at some edge case where it was stopped while you were connecting or something like that. I'm not sure. Either it's running or we're starting at, yeah, I'm actually not sure if we can actually get into task stopped without having that URL. So this is not a proper state machine. I'm just using useState here, but I'm being explicit about the states. But I think we should have this, because you can't guarantee the transition in this implementation. Anyways, so we're just listening to a bunch of events related to grabbing a list of tasks and when the task updates and stuff like that. And then we display the actual iframe. And the cool thing is that we actually have several tools for the preview in the project editor. And those tools will also be available to anyone opening a preview directly. So things like the React inspector. So you can actually open this preview in full screen. You will be able to use the React inspector. And when you click it, it actually opens the file in the web browser and in VS Code, which is super, super cool. And we have a bunch of other stuff we're going to do there. The only thing that's a little bit weird with this approach is that this URL doesn't reflect the URL of the app. But we ensure that the task is actually running by doing it this way, and we also are able to expose like this button for jumping into the editor and a bunch of other stuff. So we concluded that's the best approach. So what do we need to do here? I think it's actually working, and I've added these buttons. The only thing is I'm not sure about these URLs. This is v1 API domain. I wonder why this is localhost 4000. So what we can do is we can actually use the API domain. V1 URL. Yeah, let's look at the API domain. What does that look like? Yeah. So this is pointing to the correct thing. Because it should be a stream. But on stream, don't we have... Okay, 2 seconds. Opening CodeSandbox. Should that be the case? I guess it should. But on stream, we have a base path of P, which we don't have here. How the hell did I build this URL correctly? Like, first of all, where should you get to? Like, you should actually get to... This is the problem. We have such an inception problem, because now I'm working on CodeSandbox projects, running CodeSandbox projects, which runs a dev tool. Like, I should actually get to this URL during development. Yeah. But that wouldn't be the case in production and on stream. Wait. Well, yeah. Well, oh yeah. No, that's correct. I should just use a location. Yeah. I should just use a location, but it just happens to be this URL because we're developing. And then the preview for that app is exposed here. But you see, like, we just want to... we basically just want to replace DevTool. Yeah. So we're going to use the redirect endpoint we have. Do we have a base path? So I think we can use location. God damn it. This is confusing. Location, what was it? Not domain. What's it called? Host name? Origin is the one I want. Location, origin. I might need a P there. And I think that will be resolved by this. Something to test. Okay, so if I save this now, go to editor. Yeah, and now it went to the actual project editor running that same thing. Great, that's working. And oh yeah, let's try this. And then if I go here, Yeah, we need to test this on stream, but if I go here and I suddenly now close and stop preview, and I go back here, it now pops up as restart. And if I hit restart, it just refreshes now. And it starts the task again, and now we have the preview back. Great. That's good. What we have an issue with here though is that we're using like location, which our linter isn't happy about. Though we are we using the environment here? Use router, get query param, preview with running. We're using legacy picture. So we have use environment. And what we have on this environment is why don't we have any typing here? Oh, it's that one. Oh, that's so annoying. So we have, I think we actually have navigation. And I think we should be able to, well, how does this navigation look like now? I can't remember. So navigation, yeah, it has open URL, and we can get more stuff here. I think we should extend this. So what do we need from navigation? We need to be able to grab location.protocol. Yeah, we could have like get protocol. Okay, so let's do a get protocol. Do we use location for anything else? Yeah, we have origin and we have reload. Okay, protocol, origin, and reload. We could say get location. Maybe that will be just fine. No, let's do get origin. Returns a string. Get protocol. Returns either HTTP or HTTPS, I guess. Well, that doesn't matter. It's string. And then we have refresh, which is void, or navigation reload. Cool. And then in the actual implementation of this, we are going to do environments, navigation. So for the browser, we are actually going to return location.origin. For get protocol, we're going to return location.protocol. And for reload, we're going to say location.reload. So this is, we're using this, I'm thinking about actually making, creating like a React environment interface package. Because it's been tied too much to React states, this concept of thinking about your app communicating with an interface instead of just pointing directly to different APIs in the browser and NPM packages. It just makes the code so much nicer to read, and it simplifies testing because you can just mock the interface instead of like doing import mocks and stuff like that. and you don't have like magical strings, and you ensure that everything's typed, and so on and so on. And it's more domain specific. So we also have we can run this stuff on the server, but typically we don't want to run anything on the server. So this just throws an error if we try to run it on the server. And then for jest, we just create a mocked function that we can point to, and we can see if it's been called. We can return results and everything. Super nice. Okay, so now we have that in there. Yeah, it's so interesting. I was very inspired by, so when I talked about like, I typically work with moving between the teams. Like my whole mental model of doing development as a company is like interfacing. Everything is interfaces, and I love working with interfaces. So when I build libraries, it's like, how do I empower the user? How do I build the interface, the consuming part of the API? I love that because it's about communication and fundamentally like how good you feel when you do development. But in a company, you don't only expose like a user interface in your service, you also have these interfaces interacting with each other internally. So you have like maybe a component library, you have an API, and you might have several backend services that the API uses, and so on and so on. So what I like work with is to make or try to help the different teams talk to each other about what they require from these different interfaces, and think about themselves as like open source libraries instead of like being a component in the stack. The component in the stack is an actual, like an open source project with a public interface, but it's not public to everyone, it's just public internally in the company. And it also helps thinking, like being obsessed by these interfaces also helps the company transition or like discuss and make bigger transitions. Like we have this huge challenge of how does CodeSandbox projects fit in with the existing version 1 of CodeSandbox, and how do we technically explore this? And if you go to the level of, because this has to do with our whole stack, everything is affected by this. And it's very difficult to talk about all the different parts, but if you just focus on how these different parts of the stack interface with each other, which is typically like endpoints, typically endpoints, you can start that conversation about like, how does these endpoints need to change if we go in this direction? And how do you interface with each other if we go in this direction? That conversation is really, really good to have. And it aligns everyone more efficiently, I think. Anyways, I'm digressing. And then my point was, I remember this talk by, again, like I haven't taken a traditional coding route, understanding or learning how to code. But I remember watching a presentation by Uncle Bob, talking about interfaces. And so to me, it's just a really, really good way to think about things beyond creating, like, often you think about interfaces when defining a class, but interfaces is like when you define an API, that's an interface. And when you have an application interacting with APIs, that's also an interface. Like we have more interfaces than what we typically consider as an interface. Yeah. And they are good. They are very good. Anyways, I'm digressing again. So now we have navigation, and we should be able to produce this URL by saying navigation get protocol instead. And again, we can say navigation get protocol. And then navigation get origin. And navigation reload. So now there's no more location in here, at least. That's a good thing. Was there anything else? Because the thing I'm doing now, I'm just wrapping up this implementation, and then Lena, a colleague of mine who is on the team designing this experience and the user experience, is going to look at the task starting state, which looks like shit currently, and also look at the two buttons for opening the editor and also restarting, where I have to, like we talked about, maybe we could just automatically restart. But I don't think, and initially I thought, yeah, that's great. Like that's good for user experience, of course. But for our service, it's not a good thing, because it might stop because we try to hibernate the environment, for example. So we risk like having this background preview, someone forgot the tab in some browser that doesn't sleep or whatever, and it just keeps that VM awake by constantly restarting the task. So it doesn't seem safe. Yeah. But yeah, I think this is good. I think we're happy about this. Is this where I did it? Yeah. So let's, yeah, this is where I would want my edit PR. This work in progress anyways. Location through environment. And what did we do? And use current URL to build redirect to editor. Okay, let's push that. And I think we can oh, what? Yeah, exactly. So yeah, unexpected use of location. So we still get that linting error, but it's kind of funny. You don't get it on window open, but you get it on location. No restricted globals. But now the point is that now we can safely, like this only runs in the browser. We are guaranteed that it only runs in the browser. So we can say disable next line. Isn't that the thing? Now we can try to commit and push again. And it's happy and it's pushed, and we can open our pull request. Can't automatically merge. Thank you for that. Okay, so let's find the issue. Wrap up POC. Yeah. Let's link to this issue. Changes. The preview standalone dev tool now takes a branch ID and task to make sure the task to show the preview actually runs. We also expose a button to go to the editor and a restart button if the task stops running. Yeah, so we can actually make this a draft because we want to update this with the designs when they are available. So create standard preview which automatically runs task. Okay, cool. So it has a conflict. Maybe we can resolve it here. Oh yeah, it's just a MemOS router. Oh shit, we have window open here. Let's fix that as well. Okay, I think that was the conflict. Now this is syncing, I believe. Oh, there we had it. Merge branch main. Cool. So let's fix that last part. Where was it? Window.open. This should be low navigation.open URL. There we go. There's no more window here. Okay. Open editor with navigation interface. Cool. That's it. That's it. And then we can tell yeah, we should also note here how to test this, because it's a little bit special. Open the following link to test the dev tool, and the link would be this thing. No, not this thing. Where is it? Yeah, we have to restart. It's just Next.js with shouldn't you start? Or is it still an issue? Yeah, I think we have to make this like refresh spin, because that's not very obvious now that it's actually making the initial request, but you just don't see it like you do here. Do I have any meetings today? No. It's we have flexible Friday. So I can actually do whatever I want, but I choose to actually finish this PR. Oh. Okay, I guess I need to build or something. Let's stop this process and then... What the hell happened here? Install dependencies. Yeah, I was pretty far behind on this branch. Let's build. Can I build the whole thing? Build workspace. Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I created a video. I create a lot of videos at work. I got the feedback from my colleague Bogdan at DevOps. Yeah, he thinks it's a good guess, but he suggested to base 64 the string instead, which actually that would be probably the best solution. Yeah. I got feedback on my PR, it's too big, which is correct. But I didn't know what I wanted to do until the end of the PR. Oh, failed. Why did it fail? That's not good. Oh, it might be some test or something. Let's try running it. The most important thing is to just make it run. There we go. There we go. And then the URL was devtool. This is the URL. Cool. We're going to make one more. No, we're not. Let's see, what should we do now? I think actually I'm going to stop the stream. I'm going to turn on some music and amazing. Okay, sorry, I'm dropping out. I need some music and I have to fix that PR, split it up. But yeah, cool. Bye.